didn't know they was going to have all these people in here tonight. How y'all doing, Atlanta?
Great.
Well, it's good to be back home after being on the road for what I think a week. And if I look bad, I'm sorry. I don't even know what I got on, y'all. Because I literally went home, just took a shower and grabbed the first thing I saw in my closet and came out here on tonight so we can get prepared to get rocking and rolling. Well, guys, listen. I want to dive right into it because we have a lot of information that we're going to have to cover on tonight. We're going to get a chance to hear from Dr. Malloy, which is going to be a real blessing for many people. But let me let everybody get sorted out first. We good? Some people got to sit down, get situated. Everybody good?
Yes.
All right, so we're going to get a chance to hear from him. Then I'm going to come back up and go over some things that all of us need to know in reference to our businesses before I jump on our views from the top call that I still have to do tonight as well. Listen, many of you guys in here have saw the demonstration, am I correct?
Yes.
Is there anybody in here that's never saw our demonstration? We got a few hands up. All right, they're waving and flapping. Okay, because I'm going to share this information with you, but for our veterans, I want you guys to be patient with me as I share this with these individuals real quick, but I'm going to show you how we went to another level as well. So even to a lot of our veterans, we have some information that you guys may have not had a chance to see as of yet, and we want to make sure that we get that to you as well. Here's what I want to do real quick. Guys, I'm going to, for the individuals that need to see this, I'm going to lay this out in reference to our demonstration. But there's two things I want to happen on tonight. I'm doing this for the guests as well as the distributors. Let me tell you why. Because distributors are the ones that's going to be moving this campaign with us. I want you guys to pay attention and see what I'm doing on tonight, because this is what you will be doing moving forward. I want you to notice how, first of all, guys, I am not going to be using a competitor's pad anymore. There's no need. I want you to see this. I really want you to pay attention to the way that the demonstration is being done now, because literally, guys, and the general can attest to this, he's been on a roll with me. We've literally been doing our presentations and our demonstrations in less than 7 to 10 minutes.
Wow.
And we're done. We open up for Q&A, and I mean the room is finished. Everybody's ready to rock and roll. We getting straight to the point, because that's what we want you to see now. So what I do, and for the guests, I'm training at the same time, so we're going to get 2 for 1 tonight. I'm literally going to take our product, the prototype of our product. First thing I want you guys to see and notice, for any of our guests, you should notice how thin it is. That's the first thing I want you to see. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour 50 milliliters of water onto this pad. Okay? Now, the reason why we're using 50 milliliters is because we've found out from individuals that we've consulted with in the medical arena, they've shared with us that the average person or the average young lady or woman, when they're on their cycle, they give off anywhere from 15 to 50 milliliters throughout the day. So we're going to go on the high end and do 50 milliliters. Here's what I want you guys to see here. I'm going to pour it right here in the pad. Now we know 50 milliliters, this is a lot of fluid. A woman would have changed by now, because we also know that the average woman changes anywhere from 5 to 7 times throughout the day when they're on their cycles. One of the big issues that's been the challenge is that many young girls and many of our females, I want you guys to hear this, they have been wet, and the moisture throughout the day, that's a big part of the problem. This leads to things like urinary tract infections, yeast infections, and a lot of this could be avoided. It really can. A lot of this can be avoided, guys, if simply they understood that, number one, your body is 98.6 degrees by nature, right? It's hot. And then when you throw in bacteria, when you throw in moisture and all these different factors, now it's a recipe for disaster in reference to the female. So we want to educate and show some things in reference to that. But hold on. I want you to hear this as well. we're going to have 4 variations of our product. We're going to have the day pads, the night pads, the overnights, as well as the panty liners with the technology that you guys are about to see demonstrated on today. Now, right now, I don't know if we have a guest. Young lady, you said you had saw our demonstration?
Not in person. No.
Not in person? Come on up here for a second, since you didn't see it in person. Get on camera, y'all. She look nice. Give her a hand. That's right, give her a hand. Now, if you didn't see it in person, come here. I want you to do this for me.
Okay.
Just rub your hand across it. That wet or dry? Your hands wet? They dry?
It's dry.
It's dry. That's what she just said. It's dry. Now, you can sit down.
Okay.
Now, watch this. We just poured 50 milliliters worth of water. We emptied it on here. The young lady just said it was dry. Now, what I'm going to do, as we're preparing to wrap up, I'm going to take this cup right here, guys. I'm going to fill it halfway, right? I want you to see this. Oh, they got a light bulb up here. They're working today. And I'm going to take the absorbency system that's in this prototype pad of what's coming. I want you guys to see this, right? I'm going to open the product up, and I'm going to take our absorbency system out of here, and I'm going to place it in a cup after pouring 50 milliliters worth of water on it. I'm going to drop it right here in this cup. Okay? Put all of it in here. I'm going to make sure it's getting there. Now, here's what I want you guys to pay attention to, what I'm about to show you. What I'm going to ask you is very, very obvious. Don't try to be deep on me. What do you notice about the outer layer of our absorbency system? Anybody? Holes. That's all I wanted. It has holes in it. That's for a reason. But hold on. If you also take the exterior of our product, it also has what's called microfiber holes in it as well. Do you know why this is being done? Guys, this is being done for breathability. Here's what we want you to understand how the product is designed. We don't want the female's body to take the brunt of everything that comes back to it. Because if you go look at your traditional sanitary napkin that's probably in your cabinet at home, the outer layer is made like a trash bag. It's totally closed in. So that means that heat, that moisture, everything, the woman's body is taking the brunt of that. We want ventilation, we want breathability to be able to help her body out so that that young girl don't begin to suffer with unnecessary issues because of the wetness, the moisture going back to her. Now, you just watched me pour 50 milliliters on the pad. You rubbed your hand on it. You said it was dry. Am I correct? That was your words.
That's right.
I took a cup that was halfway filled with water. Now the question I have to ask you is, what happened to the water?
It's absorbed. Totally absorbed.
Totally absorbed. But not only that, we've literally taken a liquid, guys, all right, and we turned it to a gel. But I want you to notice one more thing. There's one more piece to this. I want you to feel it. Do you feel how cool it is?
Yes.
Let me tell you why it's cool. It's cool by design because we found out, ladies, that when y'all are on your cycles, guess what's going on? Your body's running hotter than normal.
Yeah.
So now the product is designed to cool you off as well in the process. But now, let's get to what many of you guys came to see, especially our veterans. The new technology that's going to be infused into our products is called graphene. Graphene is a Nobel Prize winning discovery that has taken place. This is very important, what I want you to know. Guys, you're going to find out graphene deals with bacteria like nothing I've ever heard of or saw before. Graphene has little blades or little flakes on the end of it. So anytime a bacteria cells come in the arena of graphene, it splices it in half to where the bacteria cell can't survive. Guys, you may say, well, what does graphene have to do with being in a sanitary napkin? It helps with hormone secretion, fatigue, stress, metabolism. It helps with dysmenorrhea, which is abdominal pain or hard menstrual cycles. These are some of the things that it helps with throughout the body. It helps repair skin and membrane. Guys, as I've been doing my research on graphene, it's more and more things I'm finding out. This is going to be the new material disruptor of the world. It's mind-blowing to see this. Now, graphene contains what's called vibrational waves or vibrational energy. It's always alive. That's what graphene is, guys. They're looking to come out with a graphene paint. So when you walk in the room illuminates. When you walk out, it goes down. With graphene. So now, for those that don't have your cameras, you're going to wish you would after what I'm about to show you now. Guys, this is all I got left from the samples that we had of the product. Wow. The new Jewel sanitary napkins that's coming your way. This is the strip that's going to be infused inside of the sanitary napkins. I want you to touch this. You're still alive, right? She's not electrocuted. She's not dead. She's still with us. I'm asking this for a reason. Nobody's hurt, right? Everybody's okay? Wherever there's energy, this is a 7-watt light bulb. Now I want you to hear what I'm about to tell you. Don't try to go do it with a 40-watt light bulb. 60 watt. You can't do it with that, guys. This is a 7-watt, very low wattage, meaning that wherever this light bulb senses energy, it will illuminate. Okay? Your hands, you rub your hands hard enough and continue to press this bulb, you'll set it off. Because your body contains energy. See, people confuse energy with electricity. You think anything that illuminates, oh, that's electricity. No, it's not. Because that's what windmills are for. That's what dams are for. There's other ways of resourcing energy. You ready?
Ready. Yeah.
Veterans who've never saw this, people in the back, you might want to stand up, do your best to see it, because this is what's going on now. This is what's going on. Wherever it senses energy, it will illuminate.
Wow.
And this is the wave of the future, and now you have it at your hands. We are the first company in North America that will be bringing this product to this side of the world. Wow. Right here, you're looking at it live tonight. Guys, let me share something with you. I want you to hear what I'm about to tell you. Before I bring up Dr. Malloy to come educate us even further, you got to understand where I'm about to go. We're having an official launch celebration right here in your city. In your city. You don't need no hotel. You don't need no plane ticket. You don't need nothing to come because you live here. Thursday night, May 30th. Friday night, May 31st. And Saturday, June 1st. That's when we're going to launch the new company, and you guys will be able to get your Jewel product with your graphene strip inside of it. But I want you to hear what I'm about to say. Guys, for $150 for the entire weekend, because we have VIP tickets, they sold out. So there's no need to even talk about VIP anymore. General admission is $150 for the whole weekend. I want you to hear what's going on. On Thursday night, we're going to have a Welcome to Atlanta reception, May 30th. On May 31st, we're going to have our formal gala. Gentlemen, tuxedos. Ladies, we want gowns to the ground. Okay? We're going to feed you a full-course meal at the gala. We have a comedian that's going to be hosting it. We have a live concert that we're going to give you at the gala. We have a gentleman coming in with a 9-piece band. He's worked with Bruno Mars, Charlie Wilson, Genuine, the Jacksons, John B., you name it. He's worked with them. Every casino hires him every single weekend. We were able to get him for this day. On Saturday morning, we're going to wake up. We're going to do a 5K run walk in reference to the awareness for our women and young girls around the world. On Saturday morning, we'll have a 5K run walk. Okay? Your t-shirt and your registration is included in the $150, along with your meal and everything else. On Saturday, we're going to have a session on educating us about the product from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. We have 2 doctors that's coming in for it. And on Saturday night, guys, I wanted to get a female powerhouse motivational speaker to close us out. The young lady we got, Miss Sherry Riley, she was featured on the Steve Harvey Show. She's one of the keynote speakers on the Tom Joyner Cruise. She helped usher TLC, Tony Braxton, and she worked with Babyface and Elliott Reed at LaFace Records. She helped them all with their careers. This young lady commands $15,000 to $25,000 for a speaking engagement. Now, I didn't pay that. I knew somebody who knew somebody who knew somebody.
I know that's right.
And I asked her for the Hooker Brother Up discount. And I worked my magic, and I closed the deal, and we got her.
All right.
But here's where I'm going and why I'm telling you this. Atlanta, you guys don't even need hotels or none of that for you to be able to attend for the entire weekend. To be a part of a historical launch that's going to take place right in your city of a company that's about to be doing $1 billion in 5 years. But here's where I'm really going on what I want to say to close this out. It breaks my heart, especially in the African American community, our community. One of the biggest things that hinders our success, I'm not going to go into we don't support each other. That's a whole nother, I'll give you another 3 hours. They'll put us out the building, and I'll still be talking. We'll be in the parking lot training on that one. I'm serious. But here's what I want you to hear. We don't network. You be having people sitting right next to you, and you don't know what they do, how they do it, and it could be exactly what you're looking for. I look at people all the time. Brother James, they tell me how they want to be successful. They got all these dreams and goals. You look at your vision board all day, every day. But let me explain something to you. You're not going to be successful always sitting at your house. You don't know how to go out and network with the people that can exponentially grow your success. Guys, if I had one thing that I learned to master outside of the intangibles, I learned how to network. I learned how to be uncomfortable and go into places where people would be able to take me in the direction I want to go. Guys, let me tell you something. Let me tell you the type of people that's coming. We got people that's coming that was on the board with President Barack Obama. We got people that's coming. You was just in his corporate office with me. Y'all took pictures on his wall. Michelle Obama, Barack Obama, LL Cool J, Snoop Dogg, T.I. Not only is he coming, he's already bought 2 tables. He's bringing 20 people with him.
Wow.
That's one of the reasons why I was running late. I was making sure he got them tickets for his table. But here's what I want you guys to hear and understand. There's a summit, and I have a witness right here, Dr. Malloy, that's taking place in Washington, D.C., May 21st and 22nd. Guys, at that summit, Senator Trent Lott is going to be the keynote speaker. I see a lot of governors going to be there, billion-dollar investors, billion-dollar corporations, heads of universities is going to be in attendance at this summit that's going to be taking place in Washington, D.C. Watch this. That summit is going to be for 2 days, and they're not going to feed me. They're not going to make me laugh, and they're not going to give me a concert. Guess how much the tickets was? $750. And guess what? I didn't blink in purchasing it. You know why? Because I need to go network. I need to go be in a room with the people who can potentially take us where we want to go faster. So what I'm trying to say to you guys, shame on you, Atlanta especially, if you don't go to 6star.events and be a part of this celebration with us and come network with people coming from all over the world to support what it is we're about to do. And if we don't show up in droves right here from our hometown, it's a travesty. And for you to talk about how successful you want to be, but never in a room where successful people are, I can't believe you. I really don't. Most people always been asking me, everybody want, mentor me, Mr. Crump, can you mentor me? No, let me explain something to you. You ain't got to ask me to mentor you. Be where I am. And trust me, if it's meant to be, I'll make my way to you. it's going to happen. Understand how important this is, guys, and how historical, because we're getting ready to set the world on fire. Brother Raheem, let's bring our next guest up. Let me get out the way.
Oh my goodness. Give it up for Devon Crump on a 6 My goodness. We got all this action right here in our hometown, guys. So make sure I see you, Mr. Crump see you at the 6-star gala that we're having this summer. So we got another guest. We have a guest speaker tonight. This gentleman is a doctor, and I believe he has even brought some people in this world, because you can't get here without coming through a woman's womb, right? Nobody can get here without coming through the womb. So he's responsible for bringing some people in here. Almost me. I think he got my baby brother. I just found that out recently, right? He's acclaimed, has a lot of accolades, but his main accolade is the health, or the womb health of our women, especially in our community, because he's been practicing for almost 40 years. And when I tell you what he does as far as in the surgeries and women's wombs and what he's been doing to protect that, he is top class at that. So we're going to bring in Dr. Malloy to share some nuggets on to why this product that we just saw is going to benefit our community as well as the rest of the world. Dr.
First of all, he just about did my presentation. He talked all about and he talked about the problems with sanitary napkins. But before I get started, remember this day, May 28th. It is Menstrual Hygiene Day. A lot of people didn't even know that existed. May 28th.
My birthday.
Okay, it's Menstrual Hygiene Day. And the reason it came up with that date, the average woman has a 28-day cycle, and you bleeds about 5 days. May is the 5th month. May 28th is Menstrual Hygiene Day, and it's celebrated around the world, concerned about women's health. So I want you to remember that day. I want to also start talking about why are we even here? Okay, why are we here? We're here because we are well aware of the fact that women have had issues, problems, health concerns, that maybe they had no clue, or maybe they thought they knew was the reason. They went to see a doctor, the doctor did what he could, and then they left out of there, maybe satisfied, maybe dissatisfied, maybe given medications, not told about any significant prognosis, and we lived with that because that's all we knew. Even though I've been practicing in Atlanta, in South DeKalb, since 1981, I was not aware of some of the potential problems that sanitary napkins, tampons, douching, could do to the woman. I was well aware of vaginitis. I was well aware of pelvic pain, of endometriosis, uterine fibroids, vulvar cancer, vulvitis, but I did not know that there was a possibility that conditions like diabetes, conditions like thyroid disease, conditions like hypertension, conditions like what they call metabolic syndrome, conditions that we don't necessarily associate with GYN could still have been caused by sanitary napkins. We don't understand is that when the body is affected by any trauma, and toxin is a trauma, that goes through the body. It doesn't just remain localized, in the vagina or the vulva or the cervix or the uterus. It goes throughout the body. So a lot of times when you've had illnesses that you went to your internist about, and they put you on this particular medication, that particular medication, no one would have thought that maybe the culprit was because there were toxins entering your body that was actually disseminated and causing some of those issues. So our mission is not just to help educate about the menstrual aspects and the bleeding and having a pad that is excellent and absorbing, and it's thinking about the total body. I remember when I was in medical school, and our professors used to say, when a person comes in with an illness, just don't treat that illness. Find out about their entire lifestyle. Because you may find out that they're only eating one meal a day, okay, that they're not doing certain things. That may be the cause of their medical problem, not because their blood count is low. Maybe their blood count is low because they're not eating anything that's going to raise their blood count. Look at the total body. So a lot of times, some of the illnesses that we've had, okay, could have been related to those problems of sanitary napkins. There are two, last time I gave this talk, and some of you heard me give this talk several times, there are now two congresswomen who are presenting bills, okay, to find out, to ask the FDA, make these companies tell people what is in those sanitary napkins. Two congresswomen now, Grace Meng and Carolyn Maloney. You can look them up on the internet. Okay, one of them has just presented a bill in January. Okay, it's a menstrual hygiene bill. She also presented one in 2017 concerning what is in those pads. So there are people who are moving in our direction. What I haven't told Mr. Trump, because we're both going to be at that conference, is that on that second day, everyone from that graphene conference, they're going to Capitol Hill. Okay, and because it's a big thing. Graphene is, and I'll talk about that in a minute. And what I'm going to try to do is to see if we can get an appointment to actually speak with Grace Meng and Carolyn Maloney, because we know they're on our side. Okay, but we want them to know that we exist. Okay, so I'm going to try, and the reason I'm going to, it's funny, I'm going to come from the angle that Grace Meng is actually the congresswoman for Queens, okay, Forest Hills, Kew Gardens. Now I'm from St. Albans, Jamaica, but I'm going to use that as my way of getting in with her. Okay, and she even went to a competing high school. She went to Peter Stuyvesant, I went to Brooklyn Tech, but she probably won't say anything about that. But I'm going to actually use that, okay, to try to get in with her, because I want everybody to know about us, about our movement. People can talk about it, people can have the bills, but we're actually trying to do something. So I just wanted to talk about, that is the reason that we're here, because we are concerned. And Mr. Crump already talked about the fact that we know that from those pads, we know, everyone knows about the dioxin, they know about the phthalates, they know about acetone, they know about all the chemicals that are in those pads. And we don't even know all the chemicals, okay, because no one's telling us. Okay, now I want to give Mr. Crump a little later on. Someone did a study looking at all the chemicals. I was amazed. Okay, it was like 25 chemicals and toxins that are in those pads. I'm going to give you that information. But that was an independent. That wasn't the FDA. Okay, going up to those companies and saying, make this public. Okay, no, it was somebody who went on their own to see what was in those pads. And so we have to understand that what we've been using, okay, probably has caused a lot of the issues where no one could explain the cause. And we just have to understand that, you know, for some of us, I know a lot of you may have had fibroids, you may have already had a hysterectomy, you may have had some other issues, but we can't think about just us.
That's right.
We have to think about our future, our children, our grandchildren, and our great-grandchildren. So I'm not going to belabor that much anymore, because like I say, most of you know that we've talked about the fact that these pads are bad. I'm not even going to get into talking about tampons. Okay, but let me expound a little bit about graphene. Okay, because someone may say, well, what is, you know, he already told you about graphene, but where did it come from? Why all of a sudden, okay, is this considered the wonder material? They're saying that the 21st century is going to be the graphene century. You would be amazed all the things that are being done with graphene. And the reason you're hearing a lot about it, because it was just in 2010 that they got the Nobel Prize for it. Okay, they kind of knew about it, but they didn't know how to make it on a regular basis. Now, you may not be familiar with the word graphene, but you are familiar with the word of where graphene comes from, and that is graphite. Your pencil, that is graphite. That's where graphene comes from. It's a process, it's called exfoliation, where they actually rip away the layers of atoms off of graphite. And when it gets to a single atom, that is the graphene. So you have something that is so small, it's invisible, okay, but it is the strongest, the best electrical conductor, the best thermal conductor that is known to man. And with that is this revolution now, because everyone, every industry is trying to take advantage of it. There are so many aspects of graphene. Okay, just the other day I was reading in the UK, they were raising money for them to make bulletproof vests with graphene. Now they only needed, I forgot what it was in pounds, but about $500,000 US. Before they could blink an eye, they had $2.5 million. Okay, because someone saw the benefit. Golf balls, okay, rackets, the batteries, the lithium-ion batteries. You'll be able to charge a battery in 5 minutes. Okay, wow. Because it is, you saw what Mr. Crump did? The conductive ability of graphene is insane.
That's correct.
It's insane. And that's why those men won the Nobel Prize for physics, okay, just 9 years ago. Okay, so graphene, because it's nothing but carbon atoms, it's just carbon atoms, because it is so thin, it's malleable. Okay, you can take it and you can do anything with it. Okay, you can work with it easily to put in a sanitary napkin, and what it does, its ability to absorb fluid is profound. 1,000 times the weight of that atom working together to absorb, okay, fluid from the body. So not only we talk about menstrual cycles, and Mr. Crump knows I talk about this too, but for those of you who aren't having any more cycles, probably half of you in here probably have some issues of urinary leakage, whether it's stress incontinence, whether it's urgency incontinence, whether it's overflow incontinence. Okay, almost half postmenopausal women will lose some urine. And what have you been doing? You've been using panty liners. You've been using pads, depending on how bad it is. So you have still been putting those toxic pads on you even after your menstrual flow stopped. Okay, so the process has still continued. These pads, just like the pads you're using for the urine, will be able to not only do the same, but even better, because the absorption is not just absorption, it's pulling it away from.
It's an absolute monster! Oh my god, what are you doing to us, Kaytranada? You're ridiculous.
I need that break. So it will pull that urine away from the body. Okay, so I don't spend a lot of time on incontinence, but the bottom line is, when he was talking about the bacteria, it's not only antibacterial, it's also bactericidal. Let me explain the difference. Okay, antibacterial means it prevents the bacteria from growing. Okay, so when that bacteria comes out of the vagina, and every woman has bacteria in the vagina. It is supposed to be there. It's mixed with your yeast in symbiosis. It stays together, keeps the pH of your vagina at a certain level, okay? And that's why, if you've gone to the doc and he's giving you some antibiotics for, let's say, an ear infection or something, and you end up with a yeast infection, The reason you ended up with the yeast infection is because you wiped out the good bacteria in the vagina, and the yeast looked around and said, hey, nobody's keeping me in check, and it took off. Okay, so that bacteria, it's okay when it's in the vagina, but when it comes out and now it's sitting on that pad up against that vulva and it's multiplying, the toxins from that bacteria now mixed with those chemicals, okay, from that pad go back into your system. Okay, go back into your system. So the advantage of this graphene sanitary napkin, it will prevent that from happening. And the bacteria that does come out, it slices, like he was saying, just like a knife. It cuts through the wall of the bacteria. You cut through the wall of the bacteria is the same as me cutting through the wall of your body. You're gonna die, and the bacteria dies. It's anti-fungicidal, okay? And then, in addition to those things, it also allows for oxygen to get to those tissues. When you have a sore or a sprain, what do? You put a heating pad. The reason you put that heating pad there is that you want to open up the blood vessels so that oxygen goes to that area to promote healing, to help with the discomfort. Well, that's the same exact thing that graphene. It is an excellent heat conductor. Okay, so it will also permeate into the pelvis and allow oxygen to get to those tissues, and that's why your periods aren't as long. That's why your cramping
It seems like the men more excited than the women. Y'all ain't got period, dog.
I mean, all of these things, all of the things that I'm saying are just physiologic aspects of the body. There's nothing magical. Okay, that's what heat does. Okay, opens the blood vessels, and when you open the blood vessels, more blood goes, and guess what? Oxygen is carried in the blood, so more oxygen goes to that area. And when you really think about what is a cycle is no more than that tissue sloughing off, and then it's healing in preparation for that egg. Okay, so if something can make that healing process speed up, well, then you're going to have less bleeding. You're going to have less cramping. Okay, so that is what this graphene pad will do. They're yanking me, because I know they know I can keep talking. But I just want to say that I've been doing this for 30-something years. I love being a gynecologist. Okay, I think that some of my patients are out there. Someone told me I delivered their grandchild. And to know that I can be part of a company that is going to make a difference in North America.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
It's the penultimate of my career. And I thank being involved with Mr. Crumper, and I thank Vincent for introducing me. And we're gonna make it. We're gonna make a difference. May 28th, Menstrual Hygiene Day.
Thank you, sir. I hope y'all was tracking that information, but here's what I'm saying. That was just a taste of what you guys are going to have on that Saturday, because there's going to be a session where Dr. Malloy is going to be able to be there and educate all the people that's coming in for that event on that Saturday from 3 to 5 p.m. We're going to have time set aside so we can just strictly learn about graphene. So guys, you want to make sure that you're there for this. Now, before we wrap up, I want to give you this bonus and this nugget to take with you guys. Everybody can see this board pretty clearly?
Yes.
I want to show you something. I always say the only thing that can prevent manipulation is validation. Meaning that you should be able to prove what it is you say. You should be able to prove what it is that you do and you've done. That way now we know you're just not talking from theory. You're not one of these leaders. You read something in the book and now you're trying to get in front of everybody and tell them about it. Watch this. I'm going to talk to you now about launching your business, because y'all know April 15th, we're going to be ready to go. In terms of individuals, distributors being able to get their websites. Now I'm talking about the business side now. I'm talking six-star talk now. Here's what I want you guys to understand. I want you to hear what I'm about to show with you and what I'm going to show you. What I'm going to show you is this concept I'm about to show you. And you can go Google this if you think I'm playing. Businessforhome.org get an article on my wife and I. In the company, a startup company that we launched with, what I'm about to show you guys, we did over $50,000 in our first 30 days. It was a brand new company. A lot of people always like to say, well, DeMond, you got lucky. You really didn't know what you're doing. I'm glad y'all said that. Because with the same thing I'm about to show you, in another company, we did $65,580 in our first 30 days. Not the first year, first month. We have learned how to launch. Many of you guys, you struggle. And you struggle unnecessarily. Because what you're doing is, you're literally throwing spaghetti against the wall and you hope it sticks. Angela, what most people are not doing is they don't treat their business like a business. See, that's the difference. See, because you come in for the few dollars it costs you, the few $100s, you don't treat this business like a business. I do. I just want you to see those quick tweaks, James. You're not serious about it. I am. I really am. Because I understand the launch process. I understand what it looks like and what has to be done. What are you saying, DeMond? First of all, you should be tracking your business. What do you mean when you say track my business? Right now, you should know everybody that's pretty much ready to go with you on April 15th. And watch this. Who's ready to go with those people? You should have your business drawn out. Many of you guys should be looking at a board in your home right now with your business literally mapped out and drawn out. What that helps you do, Miss Janet, it shows you who to work with and who not to waste time with. See the cities that we going to? Nah, guys, we ain't just roll the dice and say we gonna go over here, we gonna go over there. Guess what we've done, Vincent? We've mapped our business out. So the markets we're touching and hitting, it's markets where we know there's action at. Guys, you should literally have a chart mapped out of your business. Watch this, looking like this. I'm showing you something now. I want you to see this. The individuals that's going to be working with you, that's going to be distributors, that's going to be, moving this product with you, so you know who is where, who's moving in what arena. Here's what I want you to understand. You should be able, I'm talking to leaders now. For new people, y'all relax. I don't want you to panic. That's what I mean when I say I don't want you to panic. I don't want y'all to think, I'm brand new, I really don't know nobody, I don't know all these people. No. Don't get nervous. This really, really not for you. It's for many of the leaders that's been with us and understand to know this process. I want you to hear and see what I'm about to show you and tell you. A leader like Charles Watson, a leader like Letitia Stanton, a leader like Angela Arnold. I'm going to just use those three right now. And everybody, we know we got other leaders in here. I just want to take these three for example. They should have already identified what's called their anchor leg. For you guys that don't know what an anchor leg is a leg that's going to give you the required volume that you need with the 40% rule up to the rank you're looking to achieve in your first 30 days of business. You should know who that individual is. So in other words, what am I trying to tell you? Diamond with us is going to be $10,000. Because over here, we're not doing no CV, PV, TV, none of that stuff. Dollar for dollar. You brought it in, it's going to help count towards where you need to go. With this, 40% means you can't get more than $4,000 of these people's business to count towards the rank that you're going for. You should be able to come to the table, and Letitia and Angela should already know that Diamond is done. The reason why Diamond is done, because I already know that Raheem is going to give me $4,000 within my first 30 days. So I want you to see what I'm showing you, Letitia. Watch this. So I'm not even focused on getting 10,000 in volume now. I'm actually focused on only 6,000 from the entire rest of the team. Because I'm going to know I'm going to get what I need for my anchor leg. I'm showing you how we look at things. Because what my wife and I would do, whenever we go into a company, we will look at their comp plan. We go all the way to the top of their comp plan, Keisha. And when we go to the top of their comp plan, what we do is we now work our way backwards. And we're working our way backwards. So let's say the top of that comp plan is $1 million in volume in the first 30 days. So what we do is we say, okay, $1 million in volume will get you there. Who can we identify that's going to be our anchor leg that's going to give us $400,000 in that first month? So once I identify who the anchor leg is going to be, watch this. I don't focus on that individual no more. Really, I don't go to cities for that person. I go to cities for everybody else. To put that 600,000 together. Wow. Outside of the leg that's going to give me the 40% that's required to go towards the rank that I'm looking to achieve. I want you to get this. It's going to seem uncomfortable. It's designed to be that way. Because if it was comfortable, then you would be achieving the results that you're getting, but you're not. I'm trying to show you how to get there. I'm trying to show you that we don't do guesswork. It's strategic. We don't get lucky. I want you to follow that. Here's what you should know. I threw you guys an alley-oop. You guys don't even know what I'm doing for you with doing this event. Do y'all know this event is going to cost us over 6 figures to do? A brand new company. And you know, people were telling me, DeMond, you're crazy. You should never be doing this early. What you need to do is let the company get going a while, then you throw one of these events. I said, no, you got it backwards. Watch this. I said, we're launching as a group. So what I'm doing is, I'm giving the distributors an alley-oop. Yes. Because here's what people don't know about events. Events build belief. So the people that you bring to the event, the person that have the most people in the room, their business is going to exponentially explode. Wow. Because the people that's in the room with them, guess what, guys? They're going to be fired up beyond belief. Yes. Because you know what most people get to see? It's the part you're not gathering. Here's what most people get to see on a weekly basis. They get to see your house or the little meeting that you're doing, and there's 7 of y'all sitting there. And what they do is they tend to think that's the extent of the company and the business. You don't understand psychologically what you're doing to them. Nothing wrong with what you're doing. You're doing the activity. You're doing the right thing. But I'm trying to get you to see how you leverage the tool of an event to take you to the next level. Now with the event, I want you to see this. With those people you're bringing there, now they get a chance to see the magnitude of what it is that they're a part of. Right. And then now, when you go back to your weekly meetings, where y'all used to have 7 to 10 people there, now y'all gonna have 80 to 90. Right. Because when they wasn't inviting before, they invite now. Because their belief is at an all-time high. Watch this. I'm showing you the principles. Guys, what we used to do for our teams, Latiji, we used to buy the tickets. Nah, there's times, guys, I done bought $20,000 worth of tickets. I got them for the organization. Listen, I know many of you guys may not be in that position, so I'm not trying to tell you go empty your bank account, buy tickets, and you know you don't know nobody. And you ain't going to invite them. That's not what I'm speaking of. That's not. I'm being honest with you. That's not what I'm trying to get you to understand. I'm trying to show you a principle. What I would do is I would make sure that people would be there with me, because I would challenge myself, because now I'm buying $20,000 worth of tickets that I've already got for my team. So a lot of times I would have tickets at the meetings, the weekly meetings. People get to buy their tickets right then and there. They're locked in. They're going. So watch this. I did the same principle with the company. Because guess what I did? We put the money up front to do the event, the launch event. And then now the sales are going to come after. Because, Commander, here's what I want to do for everybody. I want to put you in a position for when we start at day 1. the people that's in that room with you, Miss Tony, they're believing at an all-time high.
Yeah.
Our ranks are going to go from the first of the month to the end of the month. Or when a month has 31 days, it's going to be 31 days. Why did you guys think I set everything up on June 1st? It was intentional. All this time leading up to June 1st, I'm giving you a head start. So when everything happens on June 1st and everything begin to trigger, guys, you're going to be breaking diamonds all over the place. Because everything is already set and you already have the rest of the month to get to where you're going. But here's what you don't know about your business. If you track your business and you study your business, on the first of the month, you ready for what I'm about to tell you? That's usually a 10% indicator of where you're going to end up at the end of the month. Your first 5 days, day 1 through 5, is an indicator, Prince, of telling you where you would be when the month ends. So here's what I'm trying to tell you. You break diamond between day 1 and day 5, Angela, you should end up with 100,000 in volume at the end of the month. If you don't stop building the business and pushing the momentum. That's why the event was so crucial, and that's why it was set up. And when I explained that to the people who monitor the finances for us and everything, okay, Damon, we weren't in your head. We didn't know what you would. See, I had to break it down to them to have them understand how important investment is, to see why it's got to be done up front and why it needs to be done now. See, guys, I want you to understand something. Many people play with events. I've been in this industry now, this October will be 13 years full time. Full time for 13 years. I want you to hear what I'm about to tell you in reference to that. You ready? I have never, ever, ever missed an event that I qualified to attend in 13 years. I don't miss events. The reason why I don't miss events, because here's what you don't understand. Once you get people to the event, you can pretty much sit back and cross your legs and put a cigar in your mouth because you done did it. It's done. No, it's over. Because the event is going to do all the heavy lifting for you. Guess what the event is going to do? It's going to kill all the doubt. It's going to kill all the disbelief. They're going to be crying there. Oh, I see it. I'm going to do it. I got it now. My vision is clear. It's all going to come to fruition once you get them there. But people don't know how to use events as a tool, and they don't know how to track their business. Here's the last piece before I close out. Most of you guys, I already know it. I don't even have to ask you. I'm not going to even challenge you. You ready for this? You don't know who's coming to the event. How you going? How I want you to understand this. If you can't manage it, guys, how you going to measure it? How's it going to happen? Tell me how you know your business. You don't even know who's coming. You don't have no idea. You don't have no idea who's brought tickets, who's coming. Let me tell you why. At the end of them 30 days, you're going to end up where you always end up in every company you've ever gotten into. And you always think because, you know, oh, I don't have the influence, I haven't been in it. No, you just don't treat your business like a business. That's why. Damon, this is very hard what you're saying to us tonight. No, guys, I thought you wanted to know how to launch your business. I thought that's what I'm supposed to be talking about. I'm telling you and I'm showing you what it looked like. I'm telling you and I'm showing you what it feels like. The one thing that I've learned to understand, guys, is when I'm launching, I'm able to see and know what my business look like. I know who's coming. Guys, let me say this to you all. I want you to hear what I'm about to tell you. My wife and I have challenged ourselves. See, most people think this, Brother Lindsay. He is trying to sell tickets. Some of y'all laughing at me. That's what you was thinking. He just wants to sell tickets to us and trying to get us to come. My wife and I, we've challenged ourselves. We are inviting 100 personal guests to this event that's not a part of the company. 100 personal guests. We're already right at about 40. We got 60 more to go. Personal. I'm talking about personal guests. That's coming from us. I want you to hear what I want to tell you. My wife and I are bringing these guests, and we're not recruiting. We don't have a position, which means we don't enroll anybody. So you're going to have 100 people that's going to be at that event that's going to need a sponsor. But for those who don't believe in networking, and for those who don't think they should be there, the person that you probably be sitting at a table with is somebody that we invited that you can have them if you can get them. This is the way we're positioning this thing for you guys. And I'm talking about, these are 40 people that have bought tickets. This ain't 40 people, Janet, that's telling us, oh, I'm coming. Girl, I'm going to see you there. No. They have gotten their tickets. Because we serious about building and launching a business, and we knows what it looks like. Guys, I want you to understand something. If everything I'm saying to you is going over your head, let me bring it home for you. Start tracking your business. Start knowing who is where, what they have, what they're putting together, what type of activity they're doing. Start knowing, guys, this is important. Who's coming with me? Your measuring stick or your goal for any event that you're going to, you want to make sure 10% of the room belongs to you. That was always my goal. However many the venue held, I needed to know that 10% of those people in there was associated with us. Why? Because I need them knowing exactly what I know. I want them learning what I'm learning. Here's what I'm trying to get you to understand. When I'm sitting there in that graphene session, I want them in the graphene session. Because what I don't want to have to go do is explain everything to them about graphene. No, you were sitting there right next to me. The people you should be mentoring, the people you should be spending time with, they're going to be where you are. You don't have to pull them. You don't have to drag them. You don't have to beg them. Because if I have to do that, then I'm not your mentor. I'm not your coach. I'm not the person you should be listening to. This is important. When we was in Chicago, Letitia, you were there. General, you were there. Y'all were witnesses. The gentleman that we did the event at, we did it at his restaurant that he owns in Chicago. One point, this man owned 42 restaurants in Chicago. 42. While we in his restaurant, they'll testify. After I did the presentation for the pack room they had in Chicago, he came back up to the front of the room. This man became a mentor of mine for this particular reason. The company he came into, he blew everybody out of the water. Nobody couldn't touch him with a 10-foot pole. Everybody was afraid of him because they knew you couldn't get in his arena. He blew everybody away by landslide. I used to watch people ooh and ah behind him. Everybody want to take pictures with him. Nothing wrong with taking pictures. Don't take out of context. No, I'm serious. Don't take out of context what I'm saying. Everybody want to take a picture of his drop-top Bentley and his cars and all of this stuff, right? But guess what I'm doing, Lindsay? I'm standing in the back of the room on that wall with that brother back there next to that picture. And you know what I'm doing? I'm taking notes. And I'm listening to the intangibles that other people are not listening to. He telling me things like the law of large numbers. Got it. Casting vision. Got it. See, I'm getting all this down, right? Watch this. The way he got to know who I was the only guy in the company that not only challenged him, I defeated him twice. He looking around saying, who is this young whippersnapper that's coming up against me. And you know what I told him? I said, Dr. Lewis, I says, I beat you with everything that you taught me. I said, the difference in what I did and everybody that was sitting in the room, and this man used to be speaking to thousands and thousands of people. I said, they sitting in there all emotional. And what I'm doing is, I'm getting the download that you're giving us from your brain. I'm taking it because immediately when I walk out this door, I'm going to implement it. See, they didn't hear emotionally. Not me. I'm going to put it into use and practice. And watch this. I said to myself, I'm never going to ask him to be my mentor. I'm going to put myself in a position where he's going to be forced to choose me. See, because what I wanted to do was, everybody do that. Mentor me. Mentor me. No. I'm going to earn your mentorship. And now to this day, my influence with this man is through the roof. To where now, I don't even have to call him anymore in terms of getting involved. He calls me now. Damon, I heard you're launching. I'm ready. I don't even know what it is. Let's go. Well, this was his words before I got to Chicago. He had no idea. But let me show you the visionary he is and how much he understands. I started off telling y'all the story when I walked in the door. His vision is so strong. I'm going to show you how people who get it done think. When we got finished talking and we talked about the events, he bought 2 tables. Because he get it. See, people like that, they understand. I got to have people side by side with me to see this because he understands exponential growth. See, it's a practice of the successful. I close with this. Guys, anybody you got to pull teeth to get them to come to this event right here in their backyard, where they ain't got to get no hotel, they ain't got to get no flight like all the rest of these people that's coming got to do. Leave them people alone, man. Because here's what I'm telling you and what I'm showing you. You got to learn to look at the indicators of what people show you so you don't waste too much of your time with the wrong people. I'm being honest. Because you'll go out with your girlfriends and you'll spend $150 with y'all at the bar with y'all little wings and margaritas. And nothing else came out of it but something that could be life-changing for an entire weekend. You wrestling, should you do it or not? Guys, I want to tell you, becoming successful is going to be an uncomfortable journey. I want you to learn to wrap your mind around becoming uncomfortable. Learn to master the uncomfortable. Guys, the one thing I love to do is I love to do what I know everybody else is going to be unwilling to do. I've literally been on this road. I got home for probably an hour or so before this meeting. Just enough time to take a shower and get here, and I got to leave right back out tomorrow for 11 days. But I want you to hear this. I'm willing to do it. You know why? Because I know the average person doesn't. I'm not building this company depending on anybody go get out here and make it happen. I'm dependent on me. Whatever anybody else do is extra. But my mindset is, we got to go get it done. And I'm going to go city to city, building this thing brick by brick. And you go mark it down today in your calendar. That boy said it in that meeting in Atlanta, Georgia. In 5 years, we're going to be a $1 billion a year company. Because nobody will ever be able to hold us hostage because we're not afraid of the word. Letitia and Prince, y'all come close it out. Y'all have a good night.